Hello everyone, this is Dr. Shawn Pourgol. I'm president of National Academy of Osteopathy, and this is video number 5 of my $1 Million Osteopathy Club series. In the video number 1, I explained the most popular way my students can join the $1 Million Osteopathy Club funded by National Academy of Osteopathy, and that's by charging high fees. I gave example of Tanya Seagrave in Los Angeles, who's charging $300 per hour, and in video number 2 I gave example of how you can create a Manual Osteopathy Associates Osteopathy group practice, and I gave you example of Dr. Matt Gibbons, president of Osteopathic and Naprapathic Association of Newfoundland and Labrador in Canada. In video number 3, I gave you example of Dr. Ali Hariri, who has 16 people working in his multidisciplinary clinic, and that's the second most popular way our students become owners of $1 Million Osteopathy clinics, by having a multidisciplinary clinic. In video number 4, I talked about how selling products can help our students become owners of $1 Million Osteopathy clinics. I gave you example of Dr. Lisa Egbuka, who has her own luxury brand orthopedic shoes that he sells to wealthy, especially to the actors in Hollywood. Dr. Lisa Egbuka has been chosen by Toronto Star newspaper as the #1 best manual osteopath in Toronto in 2019. She is the manual osteopath to the stars. She has treated a lot of famous Hollywood stars. In this video, I want to show you another way one of our students has become owner of a $1 million osteopathy clinic. I teach my students how to think laterally. This is very important. If you want to achieve success and wealth, you have to use your brain and think outside the box. I do that a lot in my own practice, and I teach my students how to do that as well. And today's video lecture is one example of that. Who would have thought that you can, through marijuana, which is now in Canada is legal, and you can get it by yourself or through medical prescription, you can have connect that to osteopathy to have a $1 Million Osteopathy clinic. And yet my student Marisa Cornacchia, I don't know if I pronounce her name or not. It's an Italian name. I think it's Cornacchia. But if I pronounce it wrongly, please forgive me. I'm not that good with pronunciations, as you know, in my videos. My pronunciation is not that well. Anyway, she's a nurse. She also has a master's degree in business administration. She created something very beautiful. She has now in Concord, Ontario, a medical marijuana clinic for long-term disability people for chronic pain. A while ago, Canada allowed these clinics to exist, but it is very hard to get the license. Usually it's given only to medical doctors, and then they also have to have a board, have somebody government trust, like a police officer, politician, or somebody in the board to oversee the clinic to make sure the marijuana they receive is not used inappropriately. So it is very, very hard to get, and it is common knowledge that only medical doctors get it. Yet here is a manual osteopath. She got some retired police officers on the board, and she also has brought registered nurse practitioners, family physicians, chiropractors, pharmacy, everything in her clinic. but these many people do. But what she did beautifully, that is separate like nobody else, as far as I know, has done it. She hired some National Academy of Osteopathy graduates to provide manual osteopathic care. As you know, marijuana is not used for acute pain. It's usually those who have chronic pain use marijuana, also known as weed or ganja. It's a herb that is used for chronic pain and other benefits that it has. But this is usually this herb is usually used for chronic pain. So who treats chronic pain better than manual osteopaths? Nobody. Manual osteopaths are chronic pain specialists. They offer the best available care to chronic pain patients. So it is natural. I don't know why other clinics they don't do that. It is natural for a medical marijuana clinic to have manual osteopaths in it. Actually, that could be some options for other manual osteopaths to approach medical marijuana clinics and offer their services. Now, everybody, all new clients who come to see her, before they are given the medical prescription for marijuana, they must go through a number of sessions of manual osteopathy to see if they can get benefit or not. This obviously has many benefits. It helps the patient with chronic pain. It introduces a number of people to manual osteopathic care, and it generates income for the clinic as well. I always teach my students, try to make more than once money from the same client for more than one type of services. Because the hardest part is to bring a client in. Once you have the client in, it is easier to generate income from that client for other services and products or whatever you do. And this is a beautiful concept, and my students do that. I am extremely proud of Marisa. It just shows how when you apply your brain and you think you can become rich, wealthy, and successful and help everybody. It's a win-win situation. She became wealthy. Her patients have access to manual osteopathic care. Other health professionals that work for her, they become also familiar with what is manual osteopathy, and this is how the profession expands. You should also think about that too. It is nothing wrong to be average and do what most others do. Yes, become a manual osteopath, treat low back pain, chronic pain. That is fine. That makes me happy. I love that, and I love my students who provide that. But once in a while, there come students like Marisa who do something so revolutionary that you just sit and you say, wow. And that makes a teacher like me so happy, because you open a new door. Something that never existed before. Manual osteopathy and marijuana combined together in a chronic pain clinic for people who are suffering from long-term disability. It's a beautiful concept. People like Marisa are the ones who shape the world. They create new things out of nothing through using their brain. And this is their idea is so powerful. And I apply this all the time in my life. And it brought me tons of happiness and gave me an abundant life. I'm grateful to God. Thank you, God. I'm now in Spain. It's January 25th. In the middle of winter, I'm in a fig farm, enjoying this beautiful, look at this flower, pink flowers, white flower, yellow clovers. This beautiful life God has given me because I started to think laterally. I remember a loved one once told me, when I was a chiropractor at that time, she told me, why you are not a normal doctor? Just go to work 9 to 5, see patients. But normalcy never attracted me. The world is so beautiful. You have to change the system. You have to improve the system, create new things. And people like Marisa, they do that. I'm so proud of National Academy of Osteopathy graduates. They are changing the world. Dr. Lisa Egbuga, the manual osteopath to the stars, introducing manual osteopathy to the Hollywood. Dr. Ali Haqiqi, creating a multidisciplinary clinic, hiring 16 people. Tanya Seagrave, charging $300 US per hour. Same with Dr. Thomas Andrew in Bermuda. Kenny Wong in Malaysia, charging $400. They create something that hasn't been there before. And this is how the society, the world improves. I'm grateful to them. And my reason for making this video is to show you that becoming a millionaire, becoming wealthy through manual osteopathy is easier than you think. Yes, it is hard. Yes, it takes a lot of time and effort. It's not just easy that you can sit on your gluteus maximus and expect patient to walk in. You must have a fully booked practice. And in my lectures, I gave a lot of lectures on this topic, how to have a fully booked practice, while other health professionals usually take 5 years to have a fully booked practice. My students usually, in a matter of weeks to months, have a fully booked practice. I go over a lot of topics like that with my students. As you know, I give over 250 business management lectures to my students. These lectures are the reason why my students have average annual income of $250,000 per year in Canada, which is, sorry, I said 250,000. I made a mistake. I mean 150,000 per year. I mixed that with the 250 lectures, made it 250,000. My students have annual average income of $150,000 per year, which is $60,000 more than other manual osteopaths in Canada. And this is because of these business lectures. I want to show them that it is possible, to show people that you can even surpass that, become a millionaire, have $1 million osteopathic clinic. By the way, by $1 million osteopathic clinic, I mean a clinic that generates at least $500,000 or more. The worth of a clinic is measured by what it makes multiplied by 2. So if a clinic makes $500,000 a year, they call that a $1 million clinic. My goal in life is to ensure every town with a population of 100,000 people have at least one manual osteopath in it. As you know, manual osteopathy does wonders in treating chronic pain. It is the best treatment for chronic pain, and I want people everywhere in the world have access to this beautiful, wondrous, miraculous healthcare. And to do that, I have to make sure my students are wealthy, because wealth attracts others to study osteopathy. If my students are wealthy, their friends, their family, others also become interested in studying osteopathy. This is how I get to expand the profession, and it has worked. Now we have alumni in 72 countries. My osteopathic chronic pain clinics of Canada that only hires a National Academy of Osteopathy graduates. We now have 346 clinics in 33 countries, including here in Spain, in USA, Canada, Malaysia, Singapore, and so many other countries. This is all because my students are doing good, treating people good, but it is not just about money. We teach them so many techniques. They receive more techniques than any other school of osteopathy in Canada. They have more teaching hours. We teach over 2,200 hours, while other schools that have 3 to 5 years part-time program teaching 1 weekend a month, they have between 1,000 to 1,000 to 1,500 hours. We teach more techniques. We have more instructors and teachers than any other school, because I want my students to offer amazing manual osteopathic care, but also become wealthy and rich. You can have them together. They are not separate. You can be a great manual osteopath and make money as well. That's the beauty of what we do at NAO. This is why we have grown so much. It is not magic. It is science. I use science. I'm a scientist. I use science principles to ensure to replicate the success for all my students. That is what science is. You can easily replicate the success if they follow the same thing. If everybody follow A and B, they reach to C. It is not that hard. It's like a franchise system. And this is what we do at NAO. We create success because we teach them step-by-step instructions so anybody can follow, from high school graduates to retired people. We have them all, and they all can become successful. And through them, millions of people now have had manual osteopathic care. Millions of people, their chronic pain is gone. Millions of dollars in tax are given to government, all because of my students. Thousands of people have jobs now, all because of my students and what we teach. This is what we do. We improve the society. We improve the country. We improve the world. Anyway, it's a beautiful day. It's lovely. It's 20 degrees. I love the fig trees, the citrus trees, these flowers. I'm grateful to God to give me one more opportunity to make a video. Thank you for watching this video. I hope wherever you are, you have a happy, healthy, wealthy day. God bless. Namaste.